Hey everybody, this is Tammy. So I'm jumping on here to do a video about my an update pretty much, and how I met with some of my doctors, some of my teams, and what they shared with me. But before I do that, I'm asking that you guys go to my YouTube channel. If you would click like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. So I'm sitting outside, guys. Most of my videos, pretty much all of my videos, I'm sitting outside or in my car. As you can see, I'm still recovering with at my daughter's apartment, and I really like coming out here and just sitting. So you're gonna hear traffic and cars, and you may see me kind of look around because people are coming out of the buildings. So with all that being said, I met with my surgeon, the surgeon who performed the mastectomy. I went and saw the nurse of the plastic surgeon, and I saw my oncologist. I haven't seen my plastic surgeon. I will see him on the 27th. So I saw the surgeon Thursday. Yes, last week. And she explained to me, she read the pathology report to me, and she said that I had what they call a partial response to the chemotherapy. I had two tumors, and one of them, it did shrink, but there was still part of the tumor still there, and it wasn't a lot, it wasn't really big. She said that my margins looked really good. She removed 2 of my lymph nodes, and I did not have any cancer in those, so that was great. And what else did she say? She told me that my everything looked really good. My reconstructive the scars and things like that. She looked at all of those and said everything looks like it's healing well. So she let me go and told me she would see me in 6 months. Then the next day, I saw the nurse to see if my drains could be removed. And lo and behold, they were removed that day. I had 6 drains. I had 2 on each side of my breast, and then I had 1 on each side of my stomach, and they removed all 6. She said the same thing, that I looked really good, looked like everything was healing. I just needed to take care of the spots where the drains came out of, and then my incisions up under my breast. And so that was that Friday. On Wednesday, I met with my oncologist, and he told me the same thing, that I looked like I was healing well. But he did explain to me again the same thing about there was like a really small part of one of the tumors left. They did remove it, they did get it. But the part that I didn't like hearing was that I have to do 14 more rounds of chemotherapy, and it's not going to be the same medicine that I had the last time. Last time I was doing like 4 different types. This time it's just 1. He told me that it shouldn't be as intense as the first one, but I still can have side effects. So definitely was not looking forward to that, but it's a part of the process. I remember going into this back when I found out in February, and I kept just saying, I can't wait to be on the other side of this. And going through everything that I've gone through, you know, the chemo, the blood transfusions, the fluids that I had to get, surgery, all of that is getting me to the other side of this. And I had to really think about that. When I shared the news with, you know, a few family and friends, they all asked me how did I feel about having to do chemo again. And of course, nobody wants to do it again. But, you know, we know we have to. So I told them, I was like, I really don't know. I don't feel anything. And I think I know they are more concerned about my mental, because I did get into a really dark place. I was really depressed. My anxiety was through the roof. I was not eating. In addition to not eating from the chemo, I wasn't eating after I finished chemo. So that was, you know, scary for them. And they're worried about that. So I'm not feeling like I did. And I'm praying that this time is not as hard. But if it happens to be like it was, that you know, I've looked at a prayer just earlier today, and I sent it to my children that said, you know, God, I'm not praying for my life to be easier, but I'm praying for the strength to handle whatever it is that comes my way. And that's what I pray for. So as far as my recovery, I am still a little sore. I still can't lift my arms over my head or my elbows above my shoulders. I still have, you know, pain in my stomach because I did have, they removed tissue from my stomach, and that's what they used to do the reconstructive surgery on my breast. So, you know, coughing still bothers me, sneezing, things like that. Because, you know, they really went in there and opened me up and did some, you know, really rough work. And I've been told that I cannot do any type of ab work or exercise or anything like that for 3 months. That's how long it's going to take my stomach to heal. But it'll, you know, take longer to fully heal. You know, I thought about when I rang the bell when I finished my first chemo, and I thought about when I made a video, I did a post about ringing the bell. And it's amazing how when you are not faced with the thing, like what I'm going through, it's a lot that you don't know. So I didn't know a lot until I started this journey. You know, thinking breast cancer. Well, you hear breast cancer. I didn't realize that there were so many different types of breast cancer. I didn't realize that, I didn't know, you know, I always assumed when somebody rang the bell, that meant that they were cancer free. Well, I did kind of learn that wasn't the case early on when my mother was dealing with pancreatic cancer, and she rang the bell, but she still transitioned later that year from her cancer, and she rang the bell because she was done with her treatment. And that's something that a lot of us don't know. And for you guys that are gonna go through this, You have the option. So here's the thing. I rang the bell when I finished my first chemo. When I finish the 12 that I have, I can ring the bell again. And then I can ring the bell to say that I'm cancer free. When they give me that, I can say that I'm cancer free. So you have many different reasons to ring the bell, but that doesn't mean that you're cured. So you can have but when you're cured, you can ring that bell and say, hey, I'm cancer free. They told me I'm cancer free. So understand that just when we're ringing the bell, that's just a part of the journey. And don't discard us. Don't think that, oh, well, they've done everything. They did radiation, they had the surgery, they're looking better. Yeah, but we're still going through it. Even when we finish all of the treatment, we're still going through it. Waiting for our hair to grow back, our eyebrows to grow back, waiting for our body to feel normal again. For me, the best way I could explain how my breasts feel is how your lip feels and your cheek feels when you go to the dentist and you're numb and you can feel the pressure, but you can't feel your lips. That's what it feels like for me. So I feel it, but there's no feeling, if that makes any sense. This journey, I will be doing the chemo until next year, because I have 14 treatments and that's every 3 weeks. So you can do the math. I'm grateful for the doctors and the team that I have and my support system, but I'm thankful that I'm in a better place right now, and I'm going to work hard at staying in this good space. I had a conversation with a very sweet, beautiful person, and I told her, I felt at some point in all of this, I felt guilty because I found myself praying more and talking to God more out of fear and anxiety and going through it, and I felt bad because I was like, now I because I'm in a bad place or I'm going through something, I'm reaching out. But I realized, and I want to say, it was God that was speaking to me. This is my belief. It doesn't have to be yours. But I heard it in my head that, he doesn't care why you came. You came. You're talking to him. You're praying. You're asking for things and trying to listen for him. So this has helped me examine my faith and really start working on my faith. So those are the updates. I don't know if there's anything else that I needed to share, but again, I'd like for you to comment. Let me know if you're going through this. You know what? There's more. My oncologist did tell me I can't think of the name of the medicine, and I wish I knew what it was so I can say it, and then if anybody had any advice or anything like that, they could share with me. So I just know it starts with a K. That's all I can remember. But comment, like, subscribe, and if you are a survivor, or if you're newly diagnosed, or you're in the middle of this, you're in the midst of going through it all, let me know your journey as well. All right. So again, this is Tammy, and I'll see you in the next video.